The Pokemon Go Tour Sinnoh event is coming up this weekend, and in this video, we'll take a look at all the bonuses for the event, as well as how to prepare for it. The event takes place on Saturday, the 24th, and Sunday, the 25th, from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. local time. This year, the event is free, with an optional purchase for a Masterwork Research Story rewarding a shiny Shaymin. Before we get into the full event details, let's start with the bonuses for this weekend. We'll be enjoying 1/2 hatch distance for eggs placed in incubators during the event. Up to 6 special trades can be made each day, which is perfect for trying to get some of those new Pokemon Luckies and new Shinies. Half Stardust cost for trades, which is great if you meet new people out there and you don't have any friendship status so far. You can get their trades for half as cheap. It's pretty cool. And finally, there'll be no limit on the remote raids between Friday, February 23rd at 12 a.m., so midnight, and Sunday, February 25th at 11:59 p.m. local time. So you have 3 days of unlimited remote raids, which is perfect for the weekend. Once again, these bonuses will be available for all trainers. Before the event this weekend, you'll have to pick a medal, which will have different bonuses based on your choice. If you choose the Diamond Badge, which is the one with Dialga on the left, you'll be looking forward to the following bonuses. You'll encounter an Origin Form Dialga that knows its signature attack, Roar of Time, in the Special Research. The Adventure Effect for Roar of Time will last twice as long. And finally, you will receive some Dialga candy from the Special Research, which will let you use the Adventure Effect Roar of Time. If you pick the Pearl Badge, which is the one with Palkia on it, you will look forward to the following bonuses. You'll get an encounter with an Origin Form Palkia that knows Spacial Rend. The Adventure Effect for Spacial Rend will last twice as long. And you also receive Palkia candy from the Go Tour Sinnoh Global Special Research. If you went to Los Angeles this weekend or last weekend, you'll already know your badge because you had to pick it for that event, and it will roll over into this weekend's. So pretty cool there. Personally, I went with the Diamond Badge because I like the Dialga Adventure Effect more, which we will look into pretty quick here. Before we get into the Adventure Effects, I want to cover the raids for this weekend, which will be different based on the habitats you're in. So if you're in the Bustling Boardwalk and Toxic Digs habitats, which will change by the hour, you'll be seeing the following in the raids. So for the 1-star raids, for those, you have Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. And if you're in the Ancient Grove and Geothermal Lagoon, you'll have Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott as your 1-star raids. For the 3-star raids, the Bustling Boardwalk and Toxic Digs will have Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon. In the Ancient Grove and Geothermal Lagoon, we'll have Hisuian Decidueye, Hisuian Typhlosion, and Hisuian Samurott. Finally, for the 5-star raids, Bustling Boardwalk and Toxic Digs will have Dialga and Palkia in their normal forms. And Ancient Grove and Geothermal Lagoon will have Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. If you didn't notice, they're kind of going off a normal Sinnoh at the top, and then a Legends Arceus kind of style on the bottom with the Hisuian forms and Hisuian starters, as well as the Hisuian form of the legendaries in their origin form. Now it's time for the adventure effects. Earlier on, I mentioned the moves Spacial Rend and Roar of Time. These moves are brand new to Pokemon Go, and are the signature moves of Palkia and Dialga respectively. Besides these moves being very powerful for gyms and raids, as well as PvP, they have new effects, which are called adventure effects. Roar of Time's adventure effect is a little different than Palkia's. It affects time, because, Dialga's the time Pokemon. So it controls the time on your Incense, Lucky Egg, and Star Pieces, which can stop them for a brief period of time, and you can increase it with more candy and Stardust. I believe it's like 5,000 Stardust and 5 candy for 6 minutes, and then you can increase it in 6-minute increments. So be sure to Pinap your Dialgas when you catch them from raids, same with Palkia. But if you also have some rare candy, be sure to move them into those guys as well. I'll talk about that in a little bit. For Spacial Rend, that is Palkia's special move, which is right there. Its effect is a little different as well. Palkia covers space, so they decided to go with the double radius on Pokemon appearing near you in the wild. So you'll be able to see more Pokemon from any standing point, which is pretty sweet, especially for an event like this weekend where there's going to be so many Pokemon appearing and so many to look forward to. I recommend it. Personally, I'm going to use Dialgas more because I don't have as many of the special items and I want to make them last. But Spacial Rend is really good as well. So if you're debating between the medals, you want to pick between the time or you want to catch more Pokemon. It's up to you. Now that we've covered the raid battles and the adventure effects, let's get into the wild Pokemon that will be appearing during the habitats this weekend. I want to mention really quick before we get into all the habitats, these costume Pikachus up here, the Lucas Hat Pikachu and the Dawn Hat Pikachu, will be appearing in all the habitats. So I'm not going to mention them every time because it will get a little lengthy. But before we get into that, really quick, here's the time for the habitats if you're curious. Bustling Boardwalk is the start of the day from 10 to 11, and then it repeats at 2 to 3. Ancient Grove is 11 to noon, and then 3 to 4 p.m. Toxic Digs is 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and then 4 to 5. And finally, Geothermal is 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and then 5 to 6 p.m. So there are the times for the habitats if you're curious, and we will go through the spawns to see which habitat you'll be looking forward to most. So we'll be starting off with Bustling Boardwalk habitat, which have the following Pokemon appearing: Magnemite, Electabuzz, Porygon, Ralts, Piplup, Starly, Bidoof, Trash Cloak Burmy, Weasel. We have both forms of Shellos, Drifloon, Glameow, and Finneon. So they can all be shiny as well, which is new with this type of event. They have all the shinies released, at least most of them, besides a few mythicals. The Ancient Grove habitat will have the following Pokemon. We have Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Voltorb, Tangela, Eevee, Misdreavus, Nosepass, Roselia, Turtwig, Kricketot, Plant Cloak Burmy, Combee, Cherubi, and Bronzor. So pretty good spawns for that hour. The Toxic Digs habitat will have the Pikachus. I know it wasn't going to mention them, but I just wanted to reiterate every habitat for the Pikachus. Other than them, these are the following Pokemon: Apom, Yanma, Gligar, Sneasel, Duskull, Shinx, Cranidos, Shieldon, Sandy Cloak Burmy, Stunky, Gibble, Hippopotas, Scorpy, and Krogunk. Finally, for the Geothermal Lagoon, these will be your Pokemon you'll be looking forward to. We have Hisuian Quillfish, Hisuian Sneasel, Lickitung, Rhyhorn, Magmar, Eevee, Togetic, Murkrow, Swinub, Snorunt, Chimchar, Banuri, and Snover. The instance encounters for this event will also be special. We'll have unknowns spawning in each of the habitats, well, in all of them anyway. Bustling Boardwalk and Toxic Digs will have unknown H, I, N, O, and S, which spell out Sinnoh, by the way. And Ancient Grove and Geothermal Lagoon have H, I, S, and U, which spell out Hisui. So you can get all these shiny, and they will change depending on the hour. It's pretty cool they have unknowns spawning on the incense still, because normally that's like a ticketed gate feature. So it's pretty nice to see that everyone will be looking forward to unknown spawns in the wild. Eggs will also have special Pokemon hatching from them for this event. For the 2-kilometer eggs, we have Badoo, Chingling, Bonsley, Mime Jr., Happiny, Munchlax, Riolu, and Mantike, which can all be shiny. Mime Jr. is typically a regional locked to Europe, so if you don't have it for your Pokedex, now's the perfect time to get it. The 5-kilometer eggs for this event will have Hisuian Voltorb, Hisuian Quillfish, Stunky, and Gibble, so pretty solid hatch pool there. And finally, the 10-kilometer eggs are like the best ones you can look forward to. We will have Pachirisu, Chatot, and Carnivine, which are all usually regionals. It's pretty cool to see them available in 10k eggs so we can all get them, and everything can be shiny. So these are going to be your top look-fors because they're usually locked. Pachirisu is usually in Canada. Chatot's, I believe, in Australia, in those kind of regions. And Carnivine's here in like the southern U.S., like South Carolina and down, because I've caught it there. But usually they're pretty rare spawns, so I definitely look forward to these in the 10-kilometer eggs. This next part's pretty cool. It doesn't even fit on my screen, which is fitting for it. Party Play challenges will be available for the weekend as well. You can complete them to earn an encounter with Regigigas, so you can get these from Saturday, February 24th at 10 a.m. until Sunday, February 25th at 6 p.m. local time. Work together with friends for an encounter with Regigigas, so it's pretty cool. This guy isn't in raids, so you'll be able to get it from this encounter, so good luck. Hopefully you can get your party challenges done. Also, a new Pokemon is appearing from routes, so you'll be able to find White Striped Basculin on routes, and it will evolve into Basculegion in the future. Sadly, it cannot evolve now, but I recommend doing your routes to get a few of these ready, because Basculegion should be a pretty good water and ghost type attacker. So if you're able to, make sure to get out and do those routes, and hopefully you'll be able to find the new White Striped Basculin. Finally, the following Pokemon will have increased shiny rates: Shiny Turtwig, Shiny Chimchar, Shiny Piplup, Shiny Stunky, and Shiny Costume Pikachus. It's great to see that the Pikachus are boosted. Those are going to be pretty much, I don't think they're ever going to come back after this event. So you have a pretty good chance of getting the shiny. Hopefully you guys get one. Plus you have an increased chance of shiny Hisuian Voltorb, shiny Hisuian Quillfish, shiny Pachirisu, shiny Chatot, and shiny Carnivine hatching from eggs. So they boosted the shiny regionals and the other Eggmons. It's great to see, especially with some new shinies. It's pretty hard to find. So that's pretty cool. Now that we've covered everything for the event this weekend, I've got a few tips on how to prepare for it. To start off, be sure to have a good amount of Pokemon storage. This event features pretty much everything from the Sinnoh region, and you'll want to catch them all for the Platinum Medal, or at least get as close as you can. Their shiny variants will also be released at this event, so I'd recommend at least having 150 storage. I only have 49 right now, so I have a lot to transfer. I started catching guys from my stack today, so gotta start deleting these guys. If you can make room for any more than that, it'd be a big help, so you can catch as many more Pokemon as you can, and you don't have to stop the transfer as often. Next up, be sure to have a good amount of bag storage for this event. I'd recommend opening your gifts and saving up because of the amount of catching and battling this event has in store. Personally, I delete all my potion and super potions and only keep 100 of the hyper and 100 max potions to free up extra room. If you have bulk rare candies, I recommend moving them into Palkia and Dialga due to their new adventure effects. These new bonuses cost a lot of candy for either Pokemon, so you can't go wrong having more of it available. On the Pokeball side, I'd recommend having a good amount of regular ones as well as about 100 Great and 100 Ultra Balls if you can, at least get there. Personally, I have about 200 of each, at least, so I'm pretty set. I'll be opening up my gifts throughout the week to get more extra ones, but overall, I'd recommend having a lot of Great and Ultra Balls. For Pokeballs, I'd say at least have 100 because there's a lot of, random stuff you'll be catching like Starly, Bidoof, the starters, the kind of weaker stuff that you don't want to use your Great and Ultra Balls on, so be sure to have at least 100 of the regular Pokeballs. And if you have extra storage, at least have 100 more, open in your item bag, I have 200 up there. If you can spare that, that'll be helpful because you'll be spinning Pokestops and getting items from raids, as well as the research. Also, gifts are a great way to prepare for the event as well. By opening up your gifts from friends, you'll have an easier time finding rare Pokeballs as well as potions and revives. All these items are necessary for the event. You're definitely going to want as many as you can get, like I just mentioned before, so be sure to open up your gifts from friends. If you bought the February Expedition Pass, you can open 50 gifts per day, which will definitely get you some good items, as well as some of the rare Pokeballs. If you need some friends to open up their gifts, I'd recommend checking your local Discord groups, Facebook, Campfire, or even the websites for adding friends on Go. That's what I use. They have QR codes and codes posted from trainers all around the world if you're looking for some international gifts. So overall, thanks everyone for checking out the video. I really hope these tips, as well as my guide, has prepared for you guys for this weekend. I am so excited for the event. I'm Team Diamond, so let me know in the comments below which badge you picked and what you're excited for most for this event. If you want to see some more Pokemon videos, be sure to check out my channel. I have a lot of TCG openings, as well as some more Go videos. So once again, thanks guys, and we'll see you back on the channel again next time.